Hello, everyone. It is Tuesday, April 3rd, 2012. It's Coach Jeff from Team PRS Fit, and today's easy form efficiency tip is going to be about how to run the Boston Marathon. And today's tip is brought to you from Polar USA and Ultra Zero Drop running shoes, who can be found at ultrarunning.com, and Polar USA obviously is polarusa.com. A lot of you are getting ready to run Boston. You're in that taper mode. Boston's only 2 weeks out from yesterday. You're getting a little bit nervous. You've worked real hard to get that BQ, which is every runner's dream. And now the great mystique of Boston is about to take place. How do I run the race? How do I do well at Boston? How do I run a great time? Well, the secret is to know in your mind prior to your race, one, what your race plan is going to be, and two, know that Boston is not a very difficult course to run. You can run well at Boston. The Boston Marathon is more about mystique than it is difficulty. This is a course that can be run very, very well. And if your conditioning is right and the weather conditions are right, you'll find that you can run your best marathon ever. And here's some of the tips that I'm going to give you for getting out there on marathon day and hopefully run a really fantastic marathon. So let's take a look at the Boston course. Boston actually starts out in Hopkinton at about 495, 500 feet. Let's just keep it round for an easy sake. So when you start out the Boston Marathon, from mile 1 to mile 4, there is actually 180 feet of elevation loss. In other words, over those first 4 miles, you are running downhill the entire way. So what's the key to running those first 4 miles? Is the key to really turn your legs over and generate a pace that may be a mile or that may be a minute or a minute and 10 seconds faster than your marathon goal pace? Absolutely not. This is where you want to save your energy over those first 10 or 11 miles of the Boston Marathon. Let the hill generate your pace. Now, a lot of people say to me, what does that mean? Well, if I'm running downhill, it's obviously easier for me to run. So do I speed up my legs? Although I'm saving cardiovascular energy, I'm still burning leg energy. It's still taking me muscular effort to run faster, to make my feet go faster, to put my legs up and down. Is that what I want to do over those first 4 miles? Absolutely not. What you want to do is conserve, and I'm going to try to write this backwards, conserve energy. And I didn't do that too well, so we'll just leave that out there. You want to conserve energy over that downhill portion of the course in the first 10 miles. What does that mean? That means if you are generating your goal average race pace, let's say your goal average race pace is a 7:47 mile or even a 9-minute mile, and you want to conserve goal average race pace, that's the pace you want to run on this hill. Guess why? It will be easy. You won't be turning your legs over faster than you need to. Your cardiovascular system will be more relaxed than even you want to. And I always say, if you feel like you're running slow from here to here, and you are averaging your goal race pace over those first 10 miles, guess what happens? You have energy left. You have fresher legs. Because right here at mile 10, you got a little speed bump. And it's not a big speed bump. You go from 170 feet to 180 feet in elevation gain. And that's not a lot. That's only 10 feet over a period of a mile. So it's not a lot. But guess what? You have all this saved energy from not pushing yourself too quickly over those first 10 miles. So then you get into the little rollers at Boston up until about mile 14. And then at mile 14, you have another great big elevation drop down to about mile 16, all the way down to 60 feet. So what do you do again? Do you say, I'm going to make up for running my pace here and run faster? No, again, conserve energy. If you feel like you're hitting your pace, if you're hitting 8 minutes, let's say 7:47, 8 minutes is your pace, and you're hitting that pace again, but feel like you're running slow, what are you doing? You're conserving energy. Because right here is where what everyone talks about, the difficult part of Boston really starts. Okay, so you go from 60 feet over the period, of about 5 miles, 5.5 miles, you climb from 60 feet to 230 feet. Yes, you have a little 50-foot elevation drop here from mile 16 to 19, and then you climb back up again to the top of Heartbreak Hill. Trust me, the people who you see walking up Heartbreak Hill are the people who burned out energy way back here in the beginning. Not because they don't have the cardiovascular ability to get up Heartbreak Hill, but because they don't have the legs left. They destroyed their legs running too fast in the downhill portions of the course. That's where that energy waste will take its effect, going up that hill. So now you've peaked Heartbreak Hill. You have all this energy that you've pent up and you've saved up because you were smart. You took it easy and let the course generate your pace in the beginning. You had some energy to get up to the hill. You crest the hill. Guess what, folks? From here on in, it is downhill, and now is the time that you let it out, because now is the time you don't want to save energy. Those last 5.5 miles, that's the time you want to run. That's the time you show the world who you are as a marathoner. That's the time the inner greatness comes out of each of you. So remember, I'm going to break this down for you very easily. Mile 0, through mile 11, conserve energy. Run your race pace. Feel like you're running slow. Do not overrun the first 11 miles. Be conservative. Keep your legs fresh. Relax through the rollers. If you relax through the rollers, get into your race pace. Make sure your cardiovascular system is nice and settled and you feel good. You'll have this little shot of rest before you make that final climb. During this shot of rest, again, you want to conserve some energy so you're feeling good, the legs are fresh. You make a nice steady lift up to the top of Heartbreak Hill where you just relax. And again, it's not that difficult. It's only 130 feet over 1.5 miles. It's not that steep. It's a nice and gradual climb up there. Conserve some energy. And baby, when you get to the top of Heartbreak Hill, let it out. Dig deep, reach for that inner greatness, and let it fly to the finish, because that's the time you become a racer at Boston, when you run that last 5 miles. As always, if you need the questions, you can send them to prsfit@gmail.com. My phone number is 970-586-5213. If you're heading out to Boston, I hope you have a great time. Take it all in, because there's nothing better than the granddaddy of them all. Enjoy yourself, run a great race, and of course, be healthy, train smart, and have fun.